Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I'm just here in bed. Um, I'm not tired. Well, I just thought I might as well share with you an experience that I had. And that experience was my first official sleep paralysis episode. Sleep paralysis is a very interesting event that occurs, and not everyone has it, and not everyone has it all the time. So it's something you could just have one time. It's something you could have all the time. It's something you can never have. But I had my first official sleep paralysis episode last month, and it was very vivid, and I remember it very well. And it's actually quite a frightening experience, very scary. What happened was I went to bed and I was dreaming, just a normal night. And this dream I remember was a nightmare, so it wasn't a pleasant dream, but I was actually asleep facing the right, so I was facing this direction. And in my bedroom, this way, there's just a wall and a window. I remember I was just sleeping, having a nightmare, and I remember like waking up from the nightmare. So I was just like, whoa, that was freaky nightmare. And I was just like, anyways. And I remember like I wanted to move, but I felt like I couldn't move. But then at that point, I stopped caring. I didn't really want to move anymore. I was kind of getting comfortable again, and I was kind of like shutting my eyes again. Tried to like shut my eyes again. And when that happened, first thing I remember feeling was a sudden, intense cold. And this cold feeling, basically, as I was facing this way, started from my head and went all the way down to my toes, on this side of my body. So my left side, from my head to my toe, was so cold. And I felt like vibration. I honestly felt vibrating. Like it felt like I was just pure energy. And while this was happening, I was just thinking, what the hell? Like, why am I shivering? Why do I feel cold? Like, I was like, very strange. As this vibrating was happening and this cold feeling, I remember very slowly feeling this very negative energy on the side of me. And as I'm facing this way, I could feel this negative, dark, looming energy kind of coming closer. And I actually at this point realized I couldn't move. Like I was just like, I felt like, wow, I'm like a hostage in my own body. Like I couldn't move. And I could feel this thing so slowly, but coming closer and closer and closer. And it, it, and my heartbeat started to go bang, 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 bang. I started feeling quite nervous and scared. And then I realized I couldn't move. And this dark, presence was just kind of looming over me. And that was scary enough. But then what happened next was just frightening. As I was laying there, eyes shut, wanting to move but not being able to move, and feeling this vibrating and this coldness, I heard, no lie, I heard a whisper in my left ear. And this whisper was a male voice, not a familiar voice, but a very stern voice, and a loud whisper directly in my ear, like right there, as if the mouth was right here, his lips were here. And I remember hearing whatever it was whisper, and it said, "I'm alive." I ain't kidding. I ain't kidding you. And when I heard this whisper in my ear, and it said, "I'm alive," and after feeling that sensation and the darkness and the coldness and hearing a whisper in my ear saying, "I'm alive," Oh my God. My heart was like, it was going. My heart was going a million miles an hour. And this feeling lasted for, let's say, after the whisper, for about another minute. And then the vibrating stopped slowly. The coldness went away. And I remember I was able to just kind of move around eventually. And my little episode of sleep paralysis was over. And that was my first episode of sleep paralysis that I've ever had. And it was out of this world. It was so bizarre, so unusual, so physically real, you know. And I know the scientific explanation is that it's hallucinations, lack of sleep, stress, all of these things. Look, I'm a spiritual person. And it's not to say I link everything up with spirituality or religion or anything like that. I'm still quite rational and logical in my mind, and I do think about these things. But, you know, I've had a lot of experiences in my life that I consider paranormal, very bizarre, out of this world, difficult to explain. And with the sleep paralysis, I felt something very similar. I felt like it was more than just me hallucinating. It felt like a lot more, because this is my first episode and I'm just, you know, I peed a little. Not really, but you know. Anyways, guys, I just thought I'd share my little experience before I went to bed. And while it's still all in my memory, if you've had any sleep paralysis episodes or anything like that, anything similar, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. All right, have a good night.